Alright, because I want to talk about the Halle Bailey situation again in the Met Gala, okay? So I know with these situations, sometimes it is, you would think, well, it's Halle Bailey, she's famous, she's got all this money, she's got all this situation going on, it's Halle Bailey. And I mean, what she said was insensitive. What I instantly think of what she said, I instantly think it's acting and not to be taken too seriously, right? I think it's acting. I don't think it's something that we should all be like, oh my gosh, she thinks no one should eat, right? But then they should eat cake. I don't think she would mean it that way. And I mean, maybe people are like, well, we're fed up. Like these celebrities are just doing whatever they want and always doing crazy things, which sometimes they are, but it's acting. It's an acting world, not to be taken too seriously, not to be meant anything big by or bad by. They're just acting, right? They're just acting. It's not something that they're purposely doing to harm others. Hailey Bailey can easily be told this stuff and then instantly donate lots of money, right? Because she's going to be upset. Because the thing is, you have to remember that being a celebrity, the one thing that gets celebrities the most is obviously losing their money, because that would suck. But the other thing that's really hard on them is to be hated by everyone, right? And it's just like you would think, does that bother them? Does that? Depending on the stuff, some of them don't care. But I mean, for me, I'm a creator. I'm getting famous. I'm in the top 15% of creators on YouTube or on TikTok, so I'm doing quite well. But I'm not famous enough yet to make it my own living yet right now. But I'm doing quite well. And trust me, guys, like being hated is not something you want to be, right? Like you don't want to be hated. Being hated is very hard to handle, even for the strongest of people. Now, for me, I tend to try to be very friendly. I try to be very nice to everyone, try to make sure people know I'm on the right side of everything. And I am, because that's how I believe. That's how I've always been. I've always been a kind person. But in general, when you have these celebrities that are so out of touch with reality and don't know what's going on, and maybe they got famous and they had no clue they were going to be famous. Like if you're an actress and you're just known for memorizing lines, and you've been like that since high school, and you never really knew, when you're in high school, like she's young too, probably, right? But when you're in high school, you're just focused on doing your lines, you're having fun with your friends, all your friends are actors and actresses, right? Like you really have no concept of what's going on really in the world, right? Unless you're an educated person. I have 2 degrees, stats, economics, social service work, and I have an education, plus I have intelligence, and so I'm also fully aware of the struggles because I grew up poor, and I had money troubles now even, like crazy, like I'm almost homeless and I might get an eviction notice, right? So I have a lot of troubles even now, right? So I know what these situations are like, and so I know what they're like, and you have to be sensitive to people that are going through these situations because it's very tough for people to deal with. And war, I mean, I don't care how strong you are. If you're in the middle of a war situation, you might be brave, but really, and obviously there's fighters in the war and all that, but I mean, in general, war situation is not easy for anyone, right? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. So Hailey Bailey, maybe she just had memorized lines and she knew that in acting school and high school. I don't know what her background is, but maybe she just knew lines in high school and went straight into acting and got famous because she's young, got famous, and but like I said though, really, there's a difference between acting with bad intent and acting, right? And I mean, I think a lot of times with Hollywood celebrities, they purposely push the envelope on many things, not trying to be rude, not trying to be mean, but just to sort of get like this whole like, I want to go viral, so I'm going to push against the grain, or I'm going to do something different, or whatever, right? And some of this is unintentional. I know Hailey Bailey is probably a very, it's overwhelming to deal with a bunch of hate, right? Because you're a celebrity. Just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean hate doesn't bother you, right? Anyway, but I think it's unintentional. You know what I mean? Like, she's just in a pretty dress, making a comment that Marie Antoinette said years ago. When Marie Antoinette said it, it was insensitive then too. But it was, but for the most part, some people were like, oh yeah, let them eat cake. They weren't thinking, oh my God, people are starving to death. They're saying let them eat cake, means a really bad thing. Some people will just think, oh, it's a cool comment, let them eat cake. But I mean, if you're in a situation where you are starving to death and you have no money coming in and you're totally struggling and you're dealing with war, I mean, let them eat cake, it's going to bother you like crazy, right? I mean, you know, some people can't even afford a loaf of bread, right? So to them, they're like, my God, like Halle Bailey, right? But I mean, for the most part, you know, and Halle Bailey, maybe she grew up poor, right? Maybe she can relate. I don't know. But anyway, I mean, I think it's unintentional, but you have to really think to yourself, like, how it's going to come across when you do something, how it's going to come across. It's just like when Sinead O'Connor ripped up the picture of the Pope, right? A lot of people were Catholic at the time, and so, you know, with Anderson Cooper was doing videos saying that a lot of priests did all kinds of bad things, but that was later on, right? When Sinead O'Connor ripped up the picture of the Pope, it ruined her career, right? So some people do these things and it ruins their career, and they don't intentionally mean anything by it. They're just standing up for a message or whatever, and their message might even be right, but it's really the way they come across with it or the timing of it, right, is detrimental to their career, right? Anyway, thank you guys. Bye now. Bye guys. Thanks for watching.